Someone dug out an old vacation photo of their family, smiling for the camera in front of their rented cabin. But then they noticed something. In the window behind them, a pale, eerie face was peeking out, pulling the curtain aside. No one remembered anyone standing there, and it didn't look like any of the family members who were there that day. No one had noticed it before, but now it's all they can see. 2 years ago, a Pakistani beauty channel, Beautify With Me, posted something completely off-brand. At their remote home, they caught something terrifying on their CCTV footage. A hooded figure, dressed in black robes, was seen lurking outside their house. The footage was captured just before Christmas and was never mentioned again. Since then, the figure hasn't returned, but it left them with chilling questions. Why was someone dressed like that wandering their property, and what were their intentions? A homeowner checked their security camera deep in the woods after receiving a notification. They expected to see an animal, and at first, that's what they thought it was. But it didn't look like anything that roams the area. It was completely white and seemed to walk on 2 legs. Thinking it must have been a person, the owner searched the whole area the next day, but found nothing. To this day, he still has no answers. While walking past a quiet house, this person noticed something strange.
There's where I saw, what is that?
As he tilted the camera upward, a figure appeared on the roof, quickly ducking out of sight as he tried to capture it. The clip ends shortly after. So who, or what, was watching him from that rooftop? And why did it try to hide the moment it was seen? A family rented a quiet Airbnb. As they walked through the house in the living room, they noticed a strange sealed window looking into what seemed like an underground area. Curious, they searched the house and discovered a hidden trapdoor in one of the bedrooms. It led to a pitch-dark tunnel. The walls inside were stained with something red, and they found a creepy, rusted mask. As they went deeper, they came across a dim room with a lone mannequin standing in the corner. No one could explain what it was doing there, so they contacted the owner of the home. But sadly, we never received any updates. One night, deep in a remote forest, a group stumbled upon something bizarre near their home.
Olha aí, olha! Olha, minha gente, pelo amor de Deus, olha! Olha aí, ó! Olha aí, tá vendo aí, Drayton? Tem gente que não acredita não numa porra dessa, olha!
E tá se mexendo, olha!
Misericórdia! Como é que pode uma porra dessa?
A glowing ball of fire, suspended in midair. It didn't touch the ground, it didn't sway with the wind. There were no sounds, no clues as how it got there. Locals later claimed it could be a fire deity, maybe a warning or a message. But no one truly knows what it was. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the burning orb vanished without a trace, leaving behind a group of frightened, speechless witnesses. This man was woken one night by his dogs barking furiously. The next morning, when he stepped into the backyard, he found a deep trench and a barrel giving off a horrible stench.
I don't know. Let's do this again. This smells.
I need to report like a storage thing. What are those called?
Like a canister?
It's a canister, like for hazardous material.
It's in the alleyway.
It's in the alleyway. It's been sitting
figure?
out here. And there looks like there's body parts in it.
I don't think so.
548.
Fucking stinks though.
Shocked, he called the police. Tests later confirmed it wasn't human, it was animal remains. Still, he wonders why such barrels ended up in his backyard. Was it part of some ritual? Was it placed there for a reason? It remains a strange story with little context. This man had been hearing strange voices in his cabin for weeks. He searched every corner, but found nothing. Eventually he gave up and installed motion sensors and security cameras. One afternoon, while home alone, the alarm went off. He checked the footage and saw this. A woman gliding past his window. He lives alone, and no one he knew looked like that. The doors were locked. There were no signs of a break-in. He posted the clip online, hoping someone could explain it, but no one could. Who or what had he captured on camera? A homeowner's dog was acting strangely in the backyard, standing completely still, staring intensely into the darkness, clearly sensing something unusual. Curious and a bit unsettled, the homeowner walked over to investigate.
Nigel, what are you doing? Nigel.
Looking in the same direction, they spotted a pair of glowing eyes peering from the shadows. The eyes were set unusually low, hinting at some strange, unknown animal lurking just beyond view. But then again, what if it's just a cat? A Reddit user was away from his home in the woods when his security camera captured something unsettling. A loud scream echoing through the empty rooms. He's lived in that house on and off since he was 7, and now he's 60. According to him, strange things have always happened there, like loud bangs, growls, shifting shadows. He claims the land is cursed, once the site of an old farmhouse, and says 2 people have already died in the current house. Now, as he prepares to leave for good, the paranormal activity is getting worse. Almost as if they know he's leaving. A man went exploring some supposedly abandoned cabins in the woods when he caught something that hinted otherwise. Everything seemed still, until they noticed a quick movement behind one of the upper windows. At first, nothing was visible, but as the flashlights shifted away, a pale figure peeked out from behind the curtain.
Yo. You see movement then? Yeah. Move the light. Yo. Yo.
The fuck is that?
He first assumed it was just a squatter, but when he reviewed the footage, he realized the figure didn't look normal. It had no face and looked unnaturally pale. After seeing that, he left immediately, convinced that whatever was inside wasn't human. On July 26th, near Cable, Wisconsin, a black bear was discovered with a plastic jar stuck on its head. For nearly 12 days, the animal had wandered close to 50 miles without proper food or water. Eric Donnelly and his nieces spotted it near their cabin and quickly alerted the authorities. USDA officials tranquilized the bear, removed the jar, and safely relocated it. Exhausted, the bear's first instinct was to drink water, a clear sign of relief after its long ordeal. Thankfully, help arrived just in time. Tucked away in Ohio, Helltown is a place weighed down by tragedy and wrapped in eerie legend. From reports of supernatural activity to whispers of cult rituals, the area's past is just as dark. Once home to the Lenape tribe, the land turned violent after bloody clashes with settlers. And though the violence faded, the unease never left. Today, Helltown is known for its disturbing atmosphere and strange activity that many can't explain. One night, urban explorer Chris from Urbex Hill decided to enter Helltown alone. The moment he crossed the Everett-covered bridge, he sensed something was wrong. Deep in the woods near a rotting barn, things took a terrifying turn.
It's the barn of Helltown. It's like a little shack back here.
While exploring, his audio suddenly cut out. Then, more strange events followed. His camera battery drained for no reason, and during that time, terrifying noises could be heard in the distance.
I'm surprised this barn is still standing despite how old it is. What the hell is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
Still, Chris pushed forward, determined to document the area. But then, something made him stop in his tracks.
What the fuck is that? Something's over there. I can hear it. Stuff is like quicksand.
A pair of glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness. Chris didn't wait to find out more. He turned and left as fast as possible. While arriving at their cabin in the woods for a quiet weekend, this person got the shock of their life. Someone in a terrifying clown costume slowly crept out of the trees. At first, it looked like something straight out of a horror movie, but then they found out it was the owner of the cabin, which raises a different question entirely. Does that make it less disturbing, or even more, knowing the owner walks around the woods in a clown costume? Would you still stay there after that kind of welcome? In April 2022, a Japanese YouTube crew captured something they weren't expecting. While filming near a creepy old house, their camera caught this: a pale figure standing on the balcony above. It seemed to watch them in silence, before drifting backward into the shadows. The eerie footage quickly went viral in Japan, leaving viewers to wonder, did they accidentally capture a real ghost on camera? In Brazil, Jordy spent an entire night alone in what he called the most haunted cabin on YouTube. Armed with just a camera, some blankets, and a thermal mat, he entered at dusk. Not long after setting up camp, strange things began to happen. But it was in the middle of the night when things got truly unsettling. He started hearing footsteps.
Vem aí. Galera, vem que vem. Galera. Galera, olha. essa porta. Alguma coisa entrou, alguma coisa saiu, galera.
After searching and finding nothing, he went back to bed. Then he was jolted awake by something even more disturbing.
Eu deixei essa porta fechada. Tá gravando. Olha lá, galera, outra também. As duas estão gravando, galera, olha. As duas estão gravando. Será que foi pessoa? Quem tá aí? Quem tá aí?
Still, Jordy stayed. By sunrise, he was exhausted and shaken, but he made it through the night. While staying in a cabin in the woods, a group of friends began hearing strange noises coming from the attic. One night, curiosity got the better of them. One of them grabbed a stick and poked at the wooden ceiling. That's when they saw this.
Escucha, hágale, pero hágale suavecito. Espere, hágale.
A pale, twisted face appeared through a small gap, just for a moment. They didn't want to investigate. They packed up and left, swearing they would never return. At Camp Low in Savannah, Georgia, someone discovered something unsettling. A note wedged in a cabin window, appearing to be written by a little girl. It was signed by Georgia Olive, and the words hinted at distress. Some locals believe it was nothing more than an old prank long forgotten. But others wonder, what if it wasn't a joke at all? What if this was her desperate attempt to call for help? This family kept waking up to strange things at their cabin doorstep. Dead animals, unsettling items. To find out what was behind it, they set up a camera, and around 3 a.m., it finally captured something. A figure appeared, an old woman in a dress slowly hobbling up to the steps. She crouched down, left something, and vanished into the darkness. When they checked what she had dropped, it was a headless crow. No one recognized her, no one knew where she came from. But one thing was certain. She didn't just end up there by accident. Hannah Forcier had a feeling something wasn't right above her ceiling. She kept hearing strange sounds, a sense of being watched. So one day she took a photo through a crack in the attic and thought she saw some sort of pale figure. It was barely visible, but chilling enough to make her question everything.
Yeah, this is the first time I heard anything, and it sounded kind of loud. But it came from behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna recommend one to set traps. Even though they look, the old trap is kind of old.
Yeah.
But still, just to be on the safe side. I'm not gonna do it now. We have to The office is gonna call the managing company.
Would it be safe for a person to walk up there?
No.
She called maintenance, but the guy brushed it off, saying no one could be up there. But the knocking sounds continued. Later, they found an empty can right at the attic's edge.
What? What?
There's a beer can up there.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
No, there's not.
Yes.
No,
like
there's
that
not.
beer. Like a crushed beer can. Like empty.
What was that?
I don't know. Downstairs, maybe.
Okay.
It wasn't up there.
Okay. There's been someone in the attic. I can't. I don't want to go up there now.
Okay.
I want to move, Logan.
Was her suspicion right, after all? A young woman was spending a quiet night at her forest home with her cats when, all at once, they moved toward the window. Then she saw it, too. Just beyond the glass stood a creepy-looking bird, facing the window with its wings open, frozen mid-motion. Freaked out, she snapped a photo to share with friends. But in the picture, she noticed something else. A pair of small, widely spaced, glowing eyes. Nothing like any animal she recognized. The whole experience felt deeply unsettling. What was going on here? Now she prefers to keep the curtains closed at night. After moving into their new home in the woods, a couple sensed something was off. Feeling watched, they installed a bedroom camera. Days later, the footage showed a man standing just outside their window, clearly visible under the lights of the parking lot. He stared straight in, completely unfazed. The boyfriend went out to comfort him, and the man calmly walked away. Turns out, he was their neighbor. He apologized the next day, but gave no clear explanation for his behavior. What do you even do with a creepy neighbor like that? Redditor Django Crutch, who lives near the forest, was reviewing a notification from his home security footage when he noticed something strange.
It's there. What's up? What's up?
A dark, shadowy figure seemed to move across his yard. Some suggested it was just a bug, but others were convinced it could be something paranormal. Honestly, its size doesn't seem like a bug at all. The sudden movement and disappearance made him feel deeply unsettled. A team from the YouTube channel Ghost Theory recently explored an abandoned care home rumored to be haunted. Right after entering, they sensed movement in one of the rooms, but no one was there.
The land here. So actually, there's someone in there. What? I swear there's someone in that room over there. You're having a laugh.
As they ventured deeper, they noticed the building was darker than expected.
Oh fuck, this is a lot darker than I was expecting. Holy shit, that's creepy. Oh. Stair lift. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be this dark in here.
Then something strange happened. An unexplained beep echoed from a lift, despite there being no electricity.
Okay. It's amazing how much you can hear when... Pardon? It's just you in the building. I just had like metal as I can hear a beep. I wonder if where that lift goes.
While searching the halls, they caught sight of what looked like someone else walking around.
Yeah, look at all the different exploring people that have been here.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's someone there. There is someone in there.
Let's just go down there.
They went through the door that way.
It has to be other explorers then, doesn't it? Because
yeah.
They followed, but found no trace, and no obvious way the figure could have exited. There was no explanation for what they saw.
What I saw
Right, we were through that there, and what I saw was someone come in here.
Doors slammed shut on their own, and eerie noises echoed through the empty corridors.
Did you hear that? I just heard a door close again.
Yeah.
This is the end.
What?
This is the end. I just heard a door close here. Well, not a door close, but I heard a light
So
thud
was
sound.
it was here then?
I heard that.
So we were there, yeah. They were here.
That noise, that door just closing here, we heard that twice. That's definitely good. Look. 100% that was loud.
That was it. That was a door. That's 100%, yeah.
That was picked up on the baby monitor as well. I can hear it buzzing.
Later, their REM pods appeared to detect movement.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's also going off in here now.
Then the camera captured something terrifying.
It's like an old woman walking around the bottom of the fucking corridor. Did you record?
A shadowy figure moving through the hallway. Trying to stay calm, they looked for logical explanations. Still, the visual evidence was hard to dismiss. So they tried to communicate with what they believed might be the spirit of an elderly woman.
Come and talk to us.
I haven't moved. It's the same sound that I heard when you were stood over here.
They had entered the home as skeptics, but left almost convinced something paranormal was there. Stepanka was casually checking the CCTV feed of her home during a family gathering when she noticed something odd outside her house.
That does look like a ghost, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Like, that looks like a fucking ghost. So I keep looking at it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna screen record this. So I go into the screen record option on my phone and I start recording this recording of the outside.
A figure standing eerily still. Within seconds, the shape morphed into what looked like a floating, solid white, ghostly form. Though she's unsure if it was truly paranormal, Stepanka's repeated attempts to recreate the moment under similar lighting all failed. The mystery remains unsolved. Reddit user Behe Lit Music had ordered DoorDash to his rental. As usual, the driver sent a photo of the order after dropping it off. But when he checked the image, something unusual stood out. The curtain had shifted slightly, and when he zoomed in, he saw this. A dark face with a bright white eye, visible in the glass window of the door. Despite being a rational thinker, he couldn't explain what he saw. He'd checked that same doorway multiple times before, and nothing there could have caused that kind of reflection or shadow. Even the curtain was hanging normally. What was in this house? A strange photo was captured by a home security camera in Wayne County. For weeks, items had been mysteriously disappearing from yards in a quiet, forested neighborhood. Concerned, a family friend set up 2 cameras around their house. Just days later, one of the cameras snapped an eerie image. No kids live within 2 miles of the area, yet the figure in the picture looks like a child dressed in old-fashioned clothes. The camera footage has been verified. There are no signs of tampering. The neighborhood was completely freaked out. A woman returned home around 4 a.m. and noticed strange footprints in the snow outside her neighbor's house. She started recording when she saw the tracks circling the entire house. What caught her off guard was that these prints didn't look like any animal she recognized. Things got even stranger when she noticed the same prints in front of her own house, just 4 of them with no other marks around. It looked like whatever made them came close and then either flew off or vanished into thin air. She compared them to her own foot, and they were significantly bigger. Some people guessed they might belong to a wild boar, but she wasn't convinced. The shape didn't fit. While visiting Williamsburg, Virginia, someone took a burst of 30 photos of an old cabin in the woods. Out of all of them, only one showed something strange. In that single frame, something dark appeared in the upper right window. They've stared at it for years, trying to make sense of it. No one was supposed to be inside, and how could just one photo, taken within the same second as the other 29, capture something the rest didn't? Was it a ghost? One early morning, a homeowner captured this video inside their home in a secluded area. Something was right outside their front door.
What the fuck is outside? What the fuck? Too scared to open my door.
Through the frosted glass, a small figure is clearly visible, motionless, almost as if it's waiting. Even the dogs inside sense something's off, barking in alarm. Some say the figure didn't just move or walk away. It looked like it vanished, as if it melted into the air. They're left wondering, was it just a wild animal, or something even creepier? In February 2019, a YouTuber named Jared McLean heard a strange noise outside his home around 2 a.m. Curious, Jared got dressed and stepped outside to investigate.
Is it? What is that?
Later, he shared the video, asking others what it could have been. Theories poured in. Some mentioned train brakes, while others pointed to mysterious sky sounds reported around the world. But to this day, no one really knows what caused it. In 2012, a Reddit user's family visited the Sachsenhausen Museum in Germany. While reviewing old trip photos recently, they found one taken on an iPad 2 showing a figure that didn't seem to belong to that time. The area was behind glass, which might explain some distortions, but the figure appeared out of place. During the visit, the user noticed gauges suddenly bleeding, though they had been fine beforehand. It's unclear whether this was just a reflection of the glass or something more mysterious. One night, a Facebook user had been going in and out of the garage throughout the day. They lived there with a friend who was inside having dinner. Stepping out to check on a strange noise coming from the side of the house, the user returned a few minutes later and found fresh footprints on the garage floor. It wasn't exactly unusual. They'd seen and heard strange things around the property before, but this time they remembered to grab a camera. The user had been wearing large garden boots, but another set of prints was clearly visible, barefoot. No one else was supposed to be there, definitely not barefoot. A Reddit user shared a strange and unsettling experience from a shared cabin in the woods. For nearly a year, reddish footprints have kept appearing on the garage ceiling. What's even weirder, they're always from the right foot, and they don't stay in the same spot. Every few days, the prints seem to shift position or disappear completely. The user says friends have noticed the same thing. Even stranger, all the photos they shared were taken on the same day, yet the prints appeared to have moved in each one. Is one of them pulling off a really committed prank, or is something truly unexplainable going on? A man kept getting alerts from his motion sensor late at night. Tired of guessing, he set up a camera at the far end of his property to catch what was causing it. One night, the footage showed something eerie. In the middle of the frame, a shape appeared, faint, almost human-shaped, walking back and forth like it was stuck in a loop. It wasn't smoke, it wasn't fog, the shape moved too clearly, as if it was walking. The man was spooked, convinced that was the cause of the alarms. A group went exploring an abandoned building in the forest at night, taking photos in hopes of capturing something interesting. One photo revealed what looked like an apparition with two overlapping faces. One resembled a woman, faint and ghostly. The other looked like an older man with a distinct white beard and mustache. Both appeared stacked in the same spot, their features oddly clear despite the dim lighting. It's hard to say if it's just a trick of the light or something truly paranormal. But to me, it seems too detailed to just brush off. While it was raining, a cabin owner snapped a photo of their backyard around 11 p.m. When they reviewed the image, a dark figure appeared beside the slide. It was only visible after enhancing the brightness. Some users suggested it looked like a ghost edit, with many noting the figure seemed familiar, like something from other manipulated photos seen online. What do you think? This photo was taken by a visitor outside a historic building in Oklahoma. When they later zoomed in on the photo, they noticed this. In the arched window above the entrance, a faint figure dressed in white appears to be standing behind the glass. The shape is distinct, resembling a woman in an old-fashioned gown. Locals believe this could be the infamous Lady in White, a spirit rumored to haunt the building for years. No mannequins or displays are reported in that spot. The window is usually empty, yet the figure was there, watching from above. A person who lives in the woods often walks past a vacant house nearby. The owner's daughter refuses to sell it for some reason, so it just sits there, rotting and silent. Every time they pass by, they get this strange feeling, like someone's watching them from inside. One day, just to show their co-workers the place, they snapped a photo of it. Later, when they zoomed in for a better look, they nearly dropped their phone. In the window was the face of what looked like an old person staring out. It all made sense then, which somehow made it even creepier. They mentioned they'd rather not walk past that house anymore and found another route. In May 2020, Luan Mendez and his crew explored an abandoned hospital where whispers claimed the staff never really left. While walking through a dark hallway, they saw something. Brushing it off, they continued deeper inside, but that's when they saw her. A nurse-like figure standing silently. As they fled in fear, one of the crew members was knocked flat, as if something invisible had struck him. He scrambled to his feet, and they all rushed out of the building, relieved to have made it out safely. When this man's uncle passed away a few months ago, he left behind a small piece of land with nothing more than a rundown shed. His dad inherited the property, but they hadn't given it much thought until recently. Out of curiosity, they finally decided to check out the old shed. Inside, it was just as expected, dusty, cluttered with junk, but then he found something odd. Tucked among the mess was a note and an old photograph. The message didn't make much sense, so he posted it online, hoping someone might help decode it. And quickly, users began to piece it together. The message read, "She would never understand. Our relationship was only that of work. I have watched the result of our time. He still has time until 30. One person even recognized the location in the photo. It was St. James's Park in London. So what does it all mean? Was this a cryptic message from a hidden past, or a warning for something still to come? This Reddit user shared an old photo taken 6 years ago at a friend's cabin. At the time, the friend often mentioned strange noises and unsettling feelings in the house, though nothing concrete ever happened. The photo was taken casually, not during any spooky moment, but somehow it captured something unexplainable. Even now, just looking at it gives the user chills, despite not being someone who usually believes in ghost stories. They've always hoped someone who understands this kind of thing might take a closer look and explain what's in the image. The friend moved out since then, but the memory of that place still lingers. A camping Instagram account had never shared anything paranormal before, until one trip when they posted this clip. During their stay, they hadn't seen a single animal, so realizing something had been this close without them noticing felt unsettling. Some viewers even questioned, was it really an animal at all? In November 2021, Realidad Alterna ventured deep into the woods to explore a house rumored to be haunted. Not long after setting up his camera, a strange sound echoed from behind him. As he pressed on, the activity only escalated. Switching to night vision, he captured something truly unexplainable. A chair lifted, then flew across the room on its own. But the most terrifying moment came while he was reading from a ritual. Out of nowhere, another chair struck him from behind. Later, loud knocks lured him toward the basement. So, was this house truly haunted, or was it all staged for the camera? While wandering near his barn, this farmer heard strange noises echoing from inside. Curious and a little uneasy, he pulled out his phone and started recording. Then, suddenly, this happened. From the shadows of the old barn, a massive wolf-like creature stepped into view, towering on a natural, easily over 7 feet long. It was too big to be a regular wolf. So what did he capture that day? just an unusually large animal, or something far more disturbing. This Reddit user claimed to have found a destroyed cabin deep in the woods. While exploring, they snapped a picture, but when they looked closer, something chilling appeared. A ghostly face staring back from the ruins. Shaken, they quickly left the area. Whether genuine or staged, the eerie image left viewers deeply unsettled. On October 22nd, 2023, a man from the channel Gorilla Hot Tortilla wandered into an abandoned house deep in the woods late at night, driven by curiosity. Inside, things quickly turned unsettling. A cross hung upside down, and moments later, this happened. Despite the chilling signs, he pushed deeper into the house. But the tension grew unbearable, and eventually he bolted out of there, never looking back. Late one night, a Reddit user named Zero Dragon was trying to photograph the moonlight shining into their pet room. It was around 12:30 a.m. and the room was dim, lit only by natural light. None of their cats were inside at the time. But when reviewing the photo later, they noticed something strange. What looked like the shadowy figure of a cat near the AC unit. The user couldn't have turned on the lights to check. The breaker would trip every time they tried. The mysterious shape hadn't been visible when they took the photo. It only appeared afterward, and they still don't know what it was. The next day, they took a photo in daylight to show there was nothing there. Do their cats have a ghostly companion? On July 4th, 2024, while others celebrated, Bear ventured deep into the cold northern woods to explore an abandoned school. His plan? Spend the night there. But the moment he stepped onto the property, things felt off.
Oh, what is that? Is that like some kind of... What would that have been? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Hello? Ooh, that's soft. Okay, that was a little terrifying. I'm nervous about this part of the floor. That is really super duper soft.
Inside, the building was in ruins, yet he pressed on. Then he started hearing strange noises. Still, he continued.
Hey. Oh, crap. I just heard walking coming from upstairs. Hello? Man, that sounded like... I heard a thump, thump, thump. Like light footsteps. There's no way, though. No ways. Hello? Alright, right now I got the goosebumps right now. What is it? Hello? I'm hearing stuff moving around.
As he moved deeper, he noticed something just out of frame.
Creepy. Is that something standing? Ooh. Whew. Yeah. Whoa. Big chill down the spine. Man, I thought I seen somebody standing there for a minute.
Shaken, he returned to his camp, hoping to settle his nerves. But the woods weren't quiet.
That goose is gonna give me a freaking heart attack one of these times. Nothing I can even think of that could have done that. I feel like my blood pressure is really high right now. There's that frickin' sound again. I don't know if you guys are hearing it. Something keeps moving right in there. And that light, that red light, went right in. And now I keep hearing a sound coming, moving from like I don't know. This is nutty. I can't make sense of that.
Outside his tent, red lights flashed, voices murmured, and something was moving.
Man, I am on edge. I really hope I don't see that thing while the camera's like this right now. What's that? Something was just moving up that hill.
By 3 a.m., it felt like he was being watched, and just as he tried to sleep, things got even worse.
Sounded like dragging. And then before that, though, there's a car. Yeah, it's gotta be like 3 a.m. right now. Do you hear that?
Bear stayed awake until dawn, terrified. As soon as the sun rose, he left. This man from the channel Dark Ghost Paranormal ventured into an old abandoned cabin. As he explores the quiet, empty rooms, a loud banging suddenly echoes through the air. It leads him to a kitchen cupboard door, swinging back and forth non-stop until it just stops. And then, this happened. What is going on in this cabin? The man barely reacts, which makes you wonder. Is it all staged, or has he simply gotten used to things like this? One night in the quiet countryside near Boswell, Pennsylvania, a man tied his dog outside to enjoy the cool evening. But the peace didn't last. The dogs began barking uncontrollably, fixated on the brush just beyond the yard. It kept happening, night after night. At first, the man assumed it was just coyotes. But then, one night, curiosity got the better of him. He stepped outside, and that's when he saw it.
Fucking coyotes out here, man. Fuck. Hey! Get! That fucking knife.
Come up. Scaring my dogs. Oh, bullshit. Come on, get. Yeah. Fucking something. Fuck. Hey! Jesus fuck.
A humanoid figure with bright glowing eyes crouched low in the bushes. But instead of fleeing, it slowly rose up. It stood its ground, staring him down, until the man backed away in fear. Days later, his security camera picked up movement again. Who, or what, was haunting this quiet property? Several photos of deer with glowing antlers have been going viral on Reddit, with many people suspecting it was just a clever edit. But actually they're real, and there's an explanation for it. In Finland, deer antlers were sprayed with reflective paint in an effort to reduce road accidents. However, the tests were limited and eventually abandoned, since the paint didn't last that long. Because of that, it never became a standard practice. And for more scary encounters, watch this next video.